If you guys are looking for some fast, cheap and reliable coins, go check out buycheapfifacoins.com and use discount code Curtis for 5% off. They're the cheapest and most reliable place around. What's up guys, Curtis here and welcome to a brand new FIFA 10 to FIFA 14 little video. So if you guys don't know what this is, we look at all the players in Ultimate Team from FIFA 10 to 14 and see how much they have changed. Today we're going to be looking at the England 23-man squad. I'm going to split this up into two parts. Normally I do about 6 players an episode. Today I'm doing 11, the next episode will be 12. Absolutely smashing out as many as we can, so we are going to have to rush through it. So I do quickly though want to say I am in Turkey at the time of this uploading, not the time we're recording it. I got a load done before I went to Turkey. So feel free to comment down below. I will be checking up on comments via my laptop whilst I'm away, but won't be instant replies. Also, I'm going to be doing a few different teams of this. I've already got Brazil, Colombia and Belgium done. Let me know who else you'd like to see me do the 23-man squads of. But anyway, let's get stuck into it with Joe Hart. Okay, so as I said, we haven't got that much time just to sit here and ramble on about each player, but the first one we have today is Joseph Hart. Now, as you can see, he started off at Birmingham, he moved to Manchester City, he grew massively just in that one season on Ultimate Team from a 79 to 82, then he went up to 83, then to 84. This season he's actually gone down one, which is understandable. He did have a bit of a shaky end to last season and start of this season, so that's fair enough, but still very, very solid player indeed. Next up, we have Ben Foster. Now, we're going to be going through all the goalkeepers and all the defenders in this episode. Ben Foster's an interesting one. When I was younger, I always had it in my head, and it seemed to be the case with one of my friends as well. He was a Man United fan. We always used to think Ben Foster would be the future of English goalkeeping. Really, really odd. He's 31 now, and I always remember him at United being tipped for such a long time, back when I was like 11 years old, to be the next goalie. Never really made it, and he's doing a decent job at West Brom now. Next up, we have Fraser Forster. Another Foster, but not as an extra letter, if you get what I mean. He's been at Celtic for a few seasons now, and he's doing really well. He's actually come along very, very impressively. Now, I know it's Celtic, it's the SPL, there's not even Rangers there anymore. It's so easy in terms of competition, but he's doing a good job. He's keeping clean sheets. You can only beat what's put in front of you, and I'm actually kind of happy for him to come to the 23-man squad. Not expecting him to get a single minute game time, but still cool. Next up, we have Glenn Johnson. Now, my honest opinion, I don't think he's very good for England. Now, back in 2010, he played quite a bit at that World Cup for us, and honestly, I didn't think he was any good. He had those stupid dreadlocks, and I seem to remember him running up and down that right-hand side, and he didn't have any pace, didn't really seem to be any good defensively, and was a little bit disappointed. He seemed to actually get a tiny bit better for club, but then he played against Peru the other day and seemed to be one of our worst defenders, so not sure. He will be our starting right back, but it'll be interesting to see how he gets on. Next up, we have Gary Cahill. He has improved a lot over the last few years. Started off his Ultimate Team time at Bolton. He was heavily linked to actually coming to Arsenal at the time he went to Chelsea, but as always, Arsenal missed out on the player that they wanted. But I keep wanting to call him Tim Cahill. Gary Cahill has been at Chelsea for a few seasons now, and to this season, probably had his best season. He's been really, really solid at the back with John Terry, and I'm actually kind of glad he's going to the World Cup, Gary Cahill. I think he's going to be one of our best defenders. I'm looking forward to seeing how he does. And then, obviously, his partner will be Jagielka. Now, again, Jagielka seems to be getting better and better as the few years go on, and I'm really looking forward to seeing how he'll do with Cahill at the back. I think together they could be pretty solid, and yeah, I think obviously it's a shame Terry's retired from international football, but I think together Jagielka and Cahill will actually do a good job for us. Now, Jagielka's basically stayed around the 80 rating for all the Ultimate Teams, and his card isn't actually that good nowadays. Next up, we have Phil Jones. Now, obviously started off at Blackburn, went to Manchester United. He's been pushed around that back four a bit, and that's kind of useful to have at a tournament like the World Cup. Now, I don't think Jones is actually good enough to be in a squad that can win a World Cup. I'm not saying England are expected to, but if we have any hopes of winning it, I don't think Jones is good enough. But he's a very good utility man. He can play right back, he can play centre back, he can play defensive mid, he can play lots of roles whenever we need him to come in. Next up, we have Chris Smalling. I have a bit of an interesting story about this guy. He actually originated from a town very, very close to me called Maidstone. He played for them and was actually nabbed on a free transfer by Fulham. It's very, very sad that he was, because Fulham then sold him on a couple of seasons later for an extortionate amount of money. In my head, I have 8 million, but I also have 16 million. Can't remember what it was, but he was forced to go on a free from Maidstone to Fulham, and Maidstone didn't get a penny from it because he was an English prospect, and then Fulham went on and sold him for so much more, and Maidstone didn't see a penny of it. It's such a shame. Even if they'd got 5% of the deal, could you imagine like 500k to a non-league team would make such a big difference? But as you can see, Smalling growing a lot throughout the last few years. Again, though, he's not really going to be in the starting team. Next up, we have Leighton Baines. He will be our starting left back. Very, very good to have him for free kicks for a left footer, because I don't believe we have any left-footed free kick takers in the squad, and also for penalties as well. It's going to be very useful. We have a fantastic lineup for penalties right now. I mean, Sturridge is great at penalties, Gerrard's good at them, Baines is good at them. We've got a few other players that can take a solid penalty, which is very nice to have, and Lallana as well can take a good one. So that's something that we've been missing out a lot on, but when it comes to World Cup football, it may not really even have the effect. But then we have Luke Shaw. He's our second to last in this episode, our last defender, and once again, he's a player that has grown tremendously. He's only actually been in FIFA 13 and FIFA 14, but he's been upgraded in both last 2 years of FIFA, so I included all 4 cards he's had of his ordinary ones, not including Team of Seasons, etc. But he's got better and better, and wow, he's looking like such a solid, really good young player who's going to only improve as the years go on, and what a great abundance of choice we have for our left backs. Next up, we have Barkley. Similar situation to Shaw. This time he's been in 3 FIFAs, FIFA 12, 13 and 14, so I've included his upgrades in FIFA 14 as well. As you can see, he went from a 72 silver to a 77 gold. I'm glad to see him go to the World Cup though. Really happy about how young and youthful and just energetic our squad is going to be. Hopefully a lot of them do actually get some game time at the tournament as well. But that is basically it for this episode, guys. I hope you did enjoy it. Leave a like if you did. Next episode, we're going to be looking at the rest of the midfielders and the strikers. Just a reminder as well, comment down below of nations you'd like to see me do this with. Thanks again for watching. Have a nice day, and I will see you all next time. Bye bye.